Happy Monday night, everybody. We are back for another Monday Miracle, and we are talking all about decreased meltdowns, decreased struggles with transitions, decreased anxiety in this little lady. And I just had to share this one. If you know the Monday Miracles, you know I come on here every Monday and just talk about some wins for some kiddos or some families in the office. And this was a no-brainer because she just transitioned to wellness, and just the other day, mom came in and she said, Dr. Bo, guess what? I got to show you this picture. We went from being really struggling with activities, really struggling with school, really struggling with transitions and meltdowns, like I said, struggling and being scared to even come into the office. And the picture she showed me was that she just had a dance recital and she absolutely killed it. And so that was one of their big goals, is like just get back to enjoying some of her activities again, swimming, gymnastics, dance, because the stress in her system had just kind of overwhelmed her and she was really struggling. She was struggling with getting bedtime. She was struggling to get to sleep. She was struggling with going to school. She wasn't enjoying her activities. She wasn't wanting to do them, just lots of meltdowns and tantrums and all of that. And so they found us and we started to slowly remove that stress out of her nervous system. We did our nervous system scans, non-invasive, super easy for kids. And we were able to identify where this stress had gotten stuck in her system. And like a lot of the kids that we work with, it started early. And for her, she had a very traumatic birth. She was born super early. Mom's water broke and they had to go in, I want to say 31 weeks. It might have even been a little bit earlier than that. And so there was a lot of stress on her body immediately. And we see this a lot for some of these kiddos who are, whether it be forceps delivery, emergency C-section, have to spend some time in the NICU, whatever it may be, that this stress early on starts to hardwire their system to just being a little bit more susceptible and more in that stress mode. And so, yeah, it makes transitions harder. It makes, the drop off for school harder. It makes bedtime harder. It makes all these things harder because we're in a more stressed state. We all know the story of stress, right? When I get stressed, I'm not my best self. And these kiddos just are living in that 24/7 stress state. And so we slowly started to remove that stress out of her body. We started to balance her nervous system between a sympathetic and parasympathetic, or think of it like gas pedal, brake pedal. She was really stuck in that gas pedal mode. We're able to balance that. And now she's able to walk up on stage and absolutely dominate, do awesome at a dance recital. She was looking so cute, had a little makeup on her dress. And the parents were a little nervous, right? They were wondering, like, how is she going to do, right? This is a big, a little bit of a stressful moment, right, for her. Performance on stage, all the stuff. And mom says she just absolutely did great. And so we are getting longer stretches and quicker to get to sleep, decreased meltdowns, easier transitions, and just able to be that kid again and have fun with activities. Just looking through some stuff. Immune system was a big thing for her. She still gets sick, but if she does get sick, it's not as severe and passes through fairly quickly. Exactly what we should be seeing, right? Kids get sick, that's okay. But it shouldn't be chronic. It shouldn't keep happening. And when it does happen, they should be able to work through it relatively quickly. That is the easy telltale sign of if there's an immune system and a nervous system that are working together in order to fight it off. Easier transitions, easier to redirect, listens better, mood and emotional regulation, less outbursts, less big emotions. And like I said, what she said is went from being scared to even come in the office or do certain activities to having a full-on dance recital. That is why we do it. Not only is she doing awesome, but now she's able to go take on life, right? She's a young little lady, full of energy, full of spunk, and now gets to go have fun in all these activities, take on life, and be able to just like mom said, be a kid again. So happy Monday Miracle. If any of you know a kiddo who's struggling or your kiddo is struggling, send us a message. We would love to help, love to get you some answers, and give you an idea about how we're able to make these things happen for not only this kiddo, but all the other kiddos and families in the office. So have an awesome week. Happy Monday.